I hope everyone is doing amazing and thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you and I hope everyone is doing amazing and thank you for being here, guys. I hope everything is working out for each and every one. My first card is emotional labyrinth. So maybe someone been through something that brought them through something emotional. You feel trapped in a loop of repeating emotions. So maybe you keep encountering the same people that's not emotionally stable and they're not emotionally balanced as you. So maybe your heart had to awaken. You had to get some form of opening or awakening, so your heart could you're opening to a new level of wholeness. So maybe you had to heal and become whole in yourself so you could awaken your heart and awaken your potential. So let's see. So your heart is opening to deeper levels of feeling. So resistance. So maybe at one point you resisted to move forward. Also, you were stuck. You meet obstacles that test your resolve, but you were able to resolve by reclaiming your power and calling your power back to yourself. You are reclaiming lost pieces of yourself, see? And you're very empowered. You're in this very empowered energy. You're using your self to empower others and yourself. Look at the card. It said your power blesses and uplift others. Own it fully. Yes. So whatever you're doing, you're expanding because you have passed this test by enduring all these obstacles and overcoming them. Inner union, masculine and feminine action, surrender, mind and art. You are merging opposite into sacred wholeness, honor and completeness. So you're gonna attract someone new, or you're balancing out your masculine and feminine energy. We're taking it as both because it could be both. But inner union, you have to balance out that within yourself first in order to attract. So see, you have to remove the illusion. You have to shatter the illusion. You are caught in stories and roles that no longer serve you. So see, you have to release things that's no longer serving your highest good. Warrior change. So you had to make that necessary change and step into your warrior spirit. You are charging forward, fueled by passion and conviction. So maybe you had a vision, a strategic vision to move forward. You are called to step back and plan wisely. Every move matters. Now you see the bigger picture, so you're taking bold action. So you took the strategic action to move forward and you're building foundational strength. So you're building inner strength. You're constructing a stable base for future achievement. So you have to build yourself in order to achieve something. So maybe you was longing for some form of change. You sense an ache. You can't explain an emptiness, calling for something more. So your spirit was calling for something more. So you had to make those necessary changes that was pulling towards you. Lost signal. So at one point you might have had lost signal, meaning you were stuck. You feel abandoned and disconnected from your purpose. So maybe a relationship, friendship, maybe something, addiction, something. Everyone is different. So you had to pull yourself back and you had to pull yourself forward. Gentle reunion. Parts of you that was once exiled is returning. So you are returning to your higher self. First step, you had to take the first step in order to move forward, to step on this new beginning, to create change. Realignment. See, realignment. You had to realign your mind, your thoughts, your emotion, yourself. You had to readjust so you could rediscover who you are. You had to surrender and you had to let it go, whether in relationship, friendship, anything. You had to just let it be, let it crumble, let it fall apart. Courageous heart. So you're a brave person. You're brave enough to feel deeply even if it hurts. architect of reality. So you're creating your own reality, and you command the force of action, mastery. So whatever you're doing, you're mastering your skills, your craft, your project, emotional stability, everything, financial stabilities, and you're fixing the fractures inside of you in order to build you stable. Sacred return. So you're returning to your higher self. You have a journey for the wide through the realms of forgotten remembrance. So you're remembering who you are, because you was trapped in a karmic web. You was tied in a loop. You was tangled in patterns you can't seem to break. So you keep going back until you broke free. So you're taking off, you're accelerating forward, everything is speeding up around you, things are just moving forward because you're in the flow. You're mastering self, you're mastering your energy, you're balancing out your energy, you're using moderation because you're keeping intention, positive intention. Your chakras are aligned, you're very balanced to who you are, you're nurturing and protecting your sacred energy. By thinking positively, and you're gonna have a major breakthrough, whether in love, finances, almost sex, business, whatever. You are gonna have a major breakthrough. That could possibly be too, because you're aligned to this breakthrough. You're finding the sweet spot where intentions meet flow. So you're creating whatever you're creating is aligning to self flow. Double confirmation. Everything is flowing effortlessly for you. You're learning the rhythm of trust. So you're trusting yourself because you are whole within yourself. Purification. Yes, you had to first purify yourself and release so you could rest, retreat, and recover yourself. So you could tap into the flow state. Triple confirmation. You are entering a state where your action feels effortless because you self-reflected, did not just say that, you went in and rest. You're being asked to pause and allow system to catch up. So you had to sit still so you could tap into this power. So whatever you're planting and manifesting is coming in with concentration, deep inner concentration. Keeper of inner harmony. So you're very balanced. You're at peace. You hold the wisdom and integration within every being. Your presence brings balance to others. Trust its natural flow. So you're a messenger of seed. So you are on a soul mission and you are being used to channel messages. Yes, new ideas, supple whispers are arriving. Be curious. Record every inspiration. Their messages from the deepest soul, veil of forgetting. So you had once forget who you are, but you are no longer forgetting. You feel that disconnected from your deeper purpose, cosmic belonging. So you know that you're belonging to something higher, a higher power, a higher being. You realize you're not separate. You're just a thread in the ground where tapestry exists. Heart seeker. So you had to step into your heart space or tap into your heart space so you could become whole and you would begin to explore beyond the unknown. Embodiment in motion. So you are in motion because you're in your power. You are actively living the truth you have gathered. Embodiment is ongoing journey. Keep moving with authenticity. So your soul is calling you to higher powers. You have a new calling, rise from the depth. Is a commitment, courage of heart. Say yes, the adventure your soul prepared long ago. So you was being guided on this journey for a special event. Heart entanglement. Maybe you was entangled in a relationship, situationship, marriage. You find yourself emotionally with entangled with others. So maybe you keep entangled with the wrong person. So you had to move forward and make your own path. You are no longer connected to dream. You are ready to walk. Your energy propels forward, courage towards a true calling. So you're stepping in your power. So you have a wavering light that's very magnetic, building momentum. So you're someone, maybe you're very creative, are you in your creative era, and whatever you're building is bringing in momentum because your soul is speaking from within outward, and you're going to attract a sacred union. You are integrating polarities within yourself, light and shadow. So you had to balance your dark side to get over to the light side, and this is how you're able to architect, to create, to build, and have the blueprint for your destiny. Look, threads of destiny. You're building your destiny by becoming the master of self and master of what you're creating. But first, you had to sit in your emotional sanctuary, and you had to emotionally release what was weighing you down so you could have a full receiving of your higher self, weaver of emotions. Yes, you had to let these emotions be so you can tap into your higher self. You are skillfully weaving emotions into wisdom. So you have turned your pain into power, and you have healed your wounds, and now your soul are blossoming, and you're using your pain into power as vision to create. Balancing current. So you're very balanced. You had to learn how to divert roads. You had to leave the past in the past. You had to learn how to balance your dark from your light, not meaning that you won't step over and go back, because when people test your gangster, you gotta let them know back up. Soul contract. So you have a soul contract that you're entering into, that you're called to. So you took the initiative to answer this calling, and you explore your possibilities by stepping into the unknown and creating this adventure of your own. You are opening a new way of acting, learning through experience. Curiosity is the greatest to allow. Trial, fail, learn, and repeat. So maybe you had failure, you had trials, things didn't work out as you want, but you kept going until you become successful. For you're now taking your first fresh breath of air. Things are changing for you. You're entering into a new path of emotional experience where we're fully without judgment. So you was at an emotional crossroad, and you had to overcome so your soul could be in alignment to your path, to your journey, meaning you had to release people, things that no longer served you, so you could step into your creative era and start to create and use your artistic flow to create. Ripple of healing. Yes, you went through a major healing where you had to go through this rebirth, where you had to reborn and transform yourself, where you could awaken to your true self. So maybe you had someone that was helping you to open your heart space so you could tap in. So you had someone that was sheltering you and helping you to guide you on this path and on this journey, so you can eliminate the truth and you could see and you could overcome all these challenges, these obstacles, so you could leap forward onto your own journey with success. So you had to go to the dark night of the soul, where you had to transform and align yourself from whatever obstacles you've been facing, whatever challenge, whatever blockages you had to go through this, so these things can clear apart so you could transcend on your journey. So now that you've overcame, you're emotionally mastering yourself. You're very balanced. You're in temperance. You're using self-control. You're using moderation. You're forging your own path, and you're helping others to forge their own path to balance and able to release the point of pain and trauma and wounds and echoes of loss. Whatever loss they've been facing, you feel the ache of emotional loss or separation. Grief is scared emotion. It shows where you love lived. Honor the loss and trust the healing would follow. So once you trust this healing, it's gonna bring you to your higher self, and you're gonna be able to heal yourself. Open source, like, subscribe.